My name is Jeff Braun, and I'm with Y Logistics. Today we're going to talk about the benefits and the challenges of multi-stop truckload shipping and how you can use it in your supply chain. Multi-stop truckloads can be used in lieu of traditional LTL shipping when looking at your weekly routing schedule and combining multiple deliveries into one multi-stop truckload. Multi-stop truckloads can be commonly used when you have multiple receiving locations within a similar geographic location. The first benefit is reduced transit time. Unlike traditional LTL, multi-stop truckload shipping is typically loaded in a load-to-ride scenario. That means your load's loaded at the shipper with multiple destinations on it, and it goes from point A to point B, C, and D if it's a one pick and three drop load. LTL shipping is going to go through a traditional LTL model. It picks up from your shipping location, arrives at the origin terminal, line hauls to the destination terminal, and it sits there before it's finally appointed and arrives at your final destination. The second benefit of multi-stop truckloads is less handling throughout the life of the load. With traditional LTL shipping, when it hits multiple terminals, the freight is unloaded and loaded back to trucks multiple times. And depending on the LTL carrier, that could be more than one time, it could be more than 5 times. It really depends on the route and who you're utilizing. Your freight is loaded once, in the order that it has to deliver in, and it should only be unloaded at each delivery location one time as well. The third benefit of multi-stop truckloads is more predictable pricing and potential for cost savings. With LTL, you may have a per hundredweight tariff, you may have a per pallet tariff, and you never know what accessorials might be hit on the back end of things. If you work with shipping locations that don't know your cubic density of your pallets or your cases, you may be exposed to potential reclass or reweigh scenarios. Although there's many benefits of multi-stop truckloads, there's definitely a set of challenges that we want to educate you on before you move forward with consolidating multiple orders into a weekly shipment. The first challenge of multi-stop truckload shipments is the timing of appointments. Appointments need to be planned flawlessly at the beginning of the load in order to maximize the driver's hours of service and make sure it's possible to deliver all the POs on a single shipment. Another challenge when creating multi-stop truckloads is making sure freight is loaded correctly at the shipping location. You need to make sure your logistic transportation partner is routing the freight appropriately and giving the third-party warehouse clear instructions on how the freight needs to be loaded. The driver also needs to be given the same instructions, so when he arrives, he has the responsibility of making sure the freight is loaded on the truck correctly. This takes tremendous coordination with your logistics provider, your shipping location, and the carrier involved in loading the freight. Another challenge of creating multi-stop truckloads is potential waiting time at shipping or destination locations. There's nothing worse than creating the perfect multi-drop scenario only to have a driver arrive to the first or even second stop and his wait time impacts the rest of the load. Make sure the 3PL partner that you choose to create your multi-stop truckloads understands your customers' receiving locations when creating the multi-stop truckloads. These are the benefits and challenges of multi-stop truckload shipping. It creates immense coordination at the front end to route the load appropriately and set appointments that make sense for the driver's hours of service. Routing the load and setting the appointments and coordinating all of that between the shipping locations and the carriers needs to be executed by your logistics partner so that the freight is loaded correctly and delivers in the right order. If you're still struggling with multi-stop truckload shipments, partnering with a logistics provider like Y Logistics can help you minimize transportation spend and execute on your customers' deliveries on time and in full.